Hello everyone. We are back in my uncle's shop today, but we are not working on the 65 Coronet today. We're still working on getting parts and trying to figure out what to do with the heater controls and stuff. We ran into a little snag. Also trying to get some other parts and stuff, cables and whatnot, so I'm still working on that. So today we are going to be checking out another 440 engine. My uncle has got it set up here. You can kind of see it there in the background. He's got it set up with a transmission and a starter on it. This 440 my uncle bought from a guy. It's supposed to be out of a truck engine, or out of a truck of some kind, I don't know what. I didn't know a year or anything like that. He did say it had high performance heads on it. We don't know if that's true or not. So we're gonna do a couple things today. One is we are going to take a compression test of that engine, and we're gonna look at the casting numbers on it and see exactly what it is and what the ears are and stuff like that. Well, it's definitely not turning it over fast enough.
It ain't, huh?
I want to check the crankshaft here and see how the engine's turning over, just to make sure it's not bound up. We have ran into engines where the bearings have been spun before, and it would just bound up tight. Happened on a 66 Dodge Charger that we had with a 383. So I'm just gonna turn this over here by hand. We'll see. Oh, well, this will turn over just fine.
Oh, sorry.
This is no problem at all.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I think we're good there. It's turning over easy enough. I've only got 60 pounds of pressure in number one here, but it just doesn't sound like it's turning it over fast enough. So I think we got a problem with the starter.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're back. We got the actual battery cables on it this time, and we also put a nice button on it. So,
Whoop, it fell off.
whoop! Except the
fire flew.
fire flew and the cable fell off.
Fell off.
All right. Okay, so it's turning over better. Not perfect yet, but it is better. So we're gonna go with it. Number one has about 140 psi on it. The Coronet, I pulled the spark plug out of it the other day. I think it was number 8 that I pulled out. Turned it over. It was warmed up and it had 120 on it. So this has got 140 pounds. We believe this is out of a truck, which means it's probably got low compression pistons in it. So there is a possibility that our heads might be pretty decent on this, but we're gonna just keep going here and figure out what the rest of them are first. So, all right, this is number 3. Okay, I'm gonna call that one 140 as well. This will be number 5. That was 150. Also 150.
Wow.
From what I see so far,
It's good.
it's good. I'd run it, but it's only half.
See what you get on number 6.
Well, I'll get there.
Yeah, I know you.
155.
Ow.
Well, that one made it to 150 as well.
Yeah. Now, let's see what this one does. It's probably going to be up more than I had on it.
Is this the one you had problems with the other day? Okay. Okay, so. Okay, it managed to creep its way up to 190. Or, sorry, 90. Just 90.
90.
Not 190, just
Yeah, I was
90.
going to say, whoa. Yeah, you got it.
Yeah, so that cylinder is definitely weak. So number 6. So we would have to maybe pull that head off and check that out. Yeah, this one's a little weak too. We got 135 in that one.
Oh, yeah.
So this whole head is,
Yep, weak.
these two cylinders are kind of weak. So whatever's happening is going on back here. Yeah, 140, 155, 140, 150, 150, 90, 150, and 135.
There are varying.
Yeah, well, that 90 kind of hurt it. If it,
Oh, yes.
that 135, I wouldn't have worried about the 135 so much. That's only 15, but
Yeah.
the 90 is a problem.
Oh, yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah. Okay, next step. Let's go ahead and get these valve covers off. Check the casting numbers. Al had put my papers away, by the way, so I've got those now. I went out to the internet, did a little bit of research to find out what casting numbers were what here. Let me show you guys this. Casting number is this number right here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it's this number right here. And you can see this is a 400-8830-440-1. So I come over here to my piece of paper, hold this up, and so here's all the numbers. Now you notice, I don't know if you guys can see this very well, but so the lower 60s number starts with a 2 as you go up in later years, and we finally get to this one. So the 4006630-440 was made from 75 to 79 right there. Don't know for sure what year exactly it was made, but it's right in there. So I think I said 88 here. Let's look at this again. Yeah, I think that's a 6. I think that's a 6.6, not an 8.8. So I'm pretty sure that that's what it is. So this is the exact same block that's in the 65 Coronet. All right, so Al's kind of getting things set up here to take those valve covers off. So. All right, B and RB big block Mopar cylinder head casting numbers. All right, so these casting numbers start with a 1 back in 1958 and 59, and then as it goes up in years, 58, 60. So in the 60s, it starts starting with a number 2. So the numbers are getting bigger as the years get newer. So 71, 72, they're in the 3s. 73 is in the 3s. By the time you get up to 77 to 86, or 76 to 78, you're in the 4,000 range. So honestly, I'm expecting, if these are the original heads that are off the 440, I'm expecting these to start with the number 4. So let's take a look and see what we've got here. And there's the cast. Whoa, you've got to be kidding me. This starts with a 2. A 2, that's an earlier year. So what do we got here? We got 278. So 278. Where's the 278? Oh, that's 24. Oh, here's a 278. All right, what do we got? 2780915. Yep, here it is. This is a 1967 440 B-RB series big block. So it did come off of a 440, 2.08 diameter intake, 1.74 diameter exhaust, HP, high performance. Oh my God, that guy did not lie to us. These are high performance heads. These are high performance 440 heads off of a 1967 big block 440. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Well, that explains a lot. So here in 67, so there's three different numbers here in 1967. They're all the same specs on this sheet. So some of the other numbers here, they do show a 73.5 cc chamber on the heads. Okay, so what are so back in 76, okay, so 76 to 78, they show an 81.5 cc chamber on the heads, which means a smaller chamber would be more compression. That totally makes sense. So if the bottom end of this engine is from 75 to 79, then the pistons are going to be a lower compression, because they did lower the compression in the early 70s. But the heads, since they're a smaller chamber, they're bumping up that compression. That's why we're getting 140 to 150 in general with these heads on here. So if we had high compression pistons, we'd probably be getting 160, 180, 160, 70, 80, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
So, but these are high performance heads.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
But we got a problem over there.
We got a problem.
We got a problem over there. But I am excited. That means that we have some potential to get some more power out of this, hopefully without spending a lot of money, depending on the condition of these heads. So, all right, so what do we got here? I want to verify that this is the same casting number, 2780915. That's it, same thing.
Same.
All right, so what is going on here? I don't know, that all looks pretty good to me. Not getting any oil pressure though.
Probably ain't turning over fast enough.
Or we got a problem in the bottom end.
Yeah, that's a possibility. So suppose.
I mean, that gauge isn't even moving.
No, I see that.
So, and it is full of oil. I checked the oil.
Oh yeah.
All right, well, we decided that we wanted to see what was going on with that cylinder, so we went ahead and took the engine and disassembled all the accessories off of it here and pulled that one head off. What we found is that we've got some rust in here. I don't know if you can see that in there, but right down in here along on the bottom of the piston, right in here, there's some rust. The cylinder had a little bit of rust on it right here too. So it got a little bit of water in it. There may be more. Good news is that there is no wear on this engine block. It is the standard bore. If you'll notice these pistons here, on how far down from the top of the block they are. So they are low compression pistons in here. But we kind of already knew that because of the year of it. So we'll probably put some higher compression pistons in it and probably run forged pistons in it so they're a little stronger, but we're not going to have, I don't think we're going to have to bore it out. I think it'll just be standard bore. The head over here, you can see the size of the combustion chamber right around here. All of this is perfectly flat with the bottom of the head here, so they definitely are high performance heads. We took a couple of valve springs off. This was the cylinder that had the low compression in it.
If I lift this valve up just a little tiny bit and then wiggle it up and down, you can kind of see how much that valve is moving here. So the valve guides are wore out in it. They have not been knurled. The intake is not as bad. That's all the movement of the intake. So they're not as bad. I was able to pull the intake out. The exhaust valve won't even come out because the stem of the valve here is swollen out and won't let me take it off. So, but one of these, because these are loose, they're probably not sealing well. They don't look super bad. They're not burnt any particular place, and the guides have not been knurled yet. So maybe we can just have them knurled and come out of it. If that won't work, then we'll have them replaced. So, one other thing here too. You can also see that casting number right there, 2780915-6. I don't know what the -6 means. I'll probably look that up just for the heck of it. Don't know if I'll find anything, but. All right, well, we have mostly got this thing apart, and bad news. The bottom end is completely wiped out. Let me turn it around and show you this. So you can see right here, you see how badly this is marred up in here. There's actually some pits in here on this crank. Here, this one is the same way. I can actually feel those with my fingernails. I drag it across. Pretty much gone. Now, the bore seems to be okay, so I think our block is okay, but I'm not even sure if that crank can be turned. We're gonna have to mic that. Let me show you this bearing here. You can see what this bearing looks like. It is just nothing but one big score in here. We did take one piston out. You can see the bearing is clear down to the copper in there. It is, see this side too, it is just kind of completely wiped out. The pistons are good, but I'm not going to want the pistons because they're 180 thousandths from the top of the deck, and I'm going to want I want the pistons to give highest compression as possible on this thing. So let's just go through the rest of it here. Timing chain is a double roller. It was nice and tight. I did notice one thing. So if you'll notice this gear down here, it's got 3 keyways in it, and each of those keyways is a different for different timing. He had it on 0 degrees. One thing we did notice on here is the guy said he couldn't get it running right, and well, other than the crankshaft and the bearings, I think we know why. So you see this dot up here? Yeah, that dot is supposed to be down here and match up with this 0 degrees right here. So those two are supposed to be in line, and that dot is supposed to be down here, so we think he had his timing wrong. Oil pump we have not pulled apart, but it was completely dry when we pulled it apart, and the oil filter, when I pulled it off, yeah, it's like it's brand new. It has no oil in it either. That's whatever. I don't know if we didn't have oil pressure because it was dry and not picking it up, or if because something else is completely wore out in it. They were in pretty good shape, so we decided to go ahead and keep them in the order that they were. Probably won't use it because I'm probably going to change. I would probably change the camshaft to the grind that I want. Here's what the plan is. There's going to have to be a lot of machine work and a lot of parts bought for this engine to get it to the performance that I want it. I'm not going to do it right now. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the heads and down and have them redone. Whatever needs to be done on them, we'll have done. Of course, we'll check them to have a Magnaflux, make sure there's no cracks or anything like that in them. And then once those are done, I think we will buy another carburetor. We'll buy a Holley 750 double pumper and put the heads and that Holley on the Coronet. And then later on down the road, I don't know, might be several years, may never make it, don't know, we will completely rebuild this engine and give this one some high horsepower. The next thing that you'll see is us getting the heads back from the machine shop. So while I've been working on the Coronet, as you saw, I took those heads down to the machine shop and had them checked out and got some good news on them. They are usable, they are rebuildable, they need quite a bit of stuff, but they are usable. A little while later, probably, I don't know, a week or two later, they called me back and said they were done. So give you a little sneak peek of them here. Here they are. They were completely surfaced along this, all new valves all the way across, new guides all the way. They also did some machine work on the for the valve seals. They machined it so that it takes a newer style so that they seal up better. Both heads are exactly the same, and they are ready to go on. However, it is going to be a little while before I am ready to put these things on here because I want to pull the engine out, work on it standing up so I'm not bending over the car all the time, and then slide it back in. So I'm not going to do that until this winter when I can't drive it anymore. Well, my idea of throwing another 440 in there that had more power didn't work out so well. Bottom end was completely gone on that thing. We did get all 8 cylinders out. The rest of them look the same. All the mains look the same. We also mic'd the crankshaft, and it had already been turned 20 thousandths under. So I don't think that crankshaft is going to be any good. So not only do I need pistons, I'm going to need a crankshaft. And while I'm doing that, I might as well put some better rods in that too, because those are not the strong rods that the Chrysler high performance 440s have. So anyway, that's okay. We got the heads. I will get those on this winter along with a Holley EFI. So I know the Holley EFI probably isn't going to give it that much more power, but it will make it idle and run better, have a fast idle. It won't want to die, which it doesn't now anyway, but it'll just make it better. Also make it run leaner, get a little bit better fuel mileage. I also have never done one of those before, so I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's right in my wheelhouse of what I do for work, so I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right, so on the whiteboard here, I'm going to add 2 things. The more power is going to be
high performance 440 heads, and a Holley EFI. Also, depending on cost, I might go ahead and put a distributor in it. I think having the computer being able to control the timing would be a benefit as well. But I'll have to see how the finances go on that one. So I think that's it for now. So as usual, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and we will see you next time.